So hello everybody, today we're doing a project called Expert Assist. Where a user is a data science project where user will be able to upload a CSV file and can do visualization of the data from the file. It will take it to inputs. It's gonna be first, let me write here, input 1 is gonna be the file, and input 2 is going to be the what the user wants to visualize. Okay, do you want to visualize? Okay, this one is a mistake anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna what visualization you want to show. And maybe stupid question, I don't know. Okay, anyway, so what I have so far is just this text: please upload your file. So I'm gonna do an input form where you can where the user will see here to input the file, and a button to upload it, and it will show input text where what do you want to visualize. So if you want, so the column, in this case it will give the column name. Okay, so firstly what I have to do is here to create a form. Okay, is to create a form in how the Django understands. So we should say here method post is to get an input, and encrypt and type is going to be multi-part form data. Okay, I'm sorry. So we firstly do the CSRF token, and we're gonna say here input. We're going to write here 3 inputs. Okay, let me write the first one. Is going to be a file. It's going to have a name document and an ID document, and it should says that it's required. Okay, and same we're gonna do another input, which is gonna be a button. Okay, this button is gonna be it's gonna be ID submit, and just gonna call it upload. And let's go and see what we have here. Okay, choose a file and upload. So let's make it a bit prettier. So here in the title I say Expert Assist. Firstly, give the title. I'm going to take the bootstrap link. So I already have prepared the bootstrap link. Okay, and so let's do some stuff here. Okay, so basically let's make it a bit prettier. So, or let's by now let's leave it like this, and let's just firstly do to upload. Okay, let's do some style here in the upload button. So I think there is a class in button called button primary, and I think it gives, okay, cool. Anyway, I don't want to touch anymore, so let's work with this one only. Be able to upload this file and show us where the file is uploaded. So we go in the views, file, and here we're gonna read, be able to take the file, save the file name. Okay, firstly I say context. I don't know, I like it to have this context. Okay, and I'm gonna say if request equal dot method push. So if the user submitted this form, so I create a variable uploaded file, which is gonna do like request dot files, and here I call request files, and I call or get the input by the name and ID. In this case it's gonna be document. Okay, they are called the same, and I'm just gonna say print uploaded file, print just this uploaded file name. But let's see what is gonna show so far to us. Okay, So I have a file here. I have this file and I'm just gonna upload, I'm gonna see what happens. Okay, it took the file, it reads and it prints here the file name. Okay, cool. So now firstly we want to upload only CSV file. This application should be able to read just CSV file. What I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna firstly check if this uploaded file dot name ends with is a method which checks the end extension. No, if it checks the ends of the file. Okay, ends with dot CSV. Okay, and if it ends with CSV, I need to save it. Save the file. Save the file in media folder. Okay, so what I have to do, firstly I need to import the system storage, file system storage, to be able to save this file. So I go in Django core, in Django core, in files storage, I say import file storage, and I'm gonna say here, inside this one, save file, inside the if condition, save the file within the file storage format. Okay, and what else do I do? Basically I just get the name of the file to be able to save it in a media folder. Okay, so I'm just gonna call this attribute, this variable, name, and I'm gonna call this other variable, and I'm gonna say save this file with the uploaded file name, dot uploaded file. So why is this like this? So every time you're gonna upload, every time you're gonna upload a file, it will add some extension here, so it's not gonna overlap. So every time you upload the same file, it's gonna be saved in different names. You're gonna see it, what's gonna happen. Okay, so after we get the name, we firstly need to know where to save the file. Okay, so basically in Django we can save the files in media, is better, I think, and is more convenient. So media, it's used to save those files, the uploaded file, same as we have here templates and statics, and is media as well, to save the media, whatever you upload. So in this case I don't have statics because I don't think that I need the statics, but I need the media. So after I create here a file, a folder called media, I need to do some configuration here in the settings, so the Django compiler will know where to look for, same as it's here static URLs. I need to do with media. So media root, and I use operating system iOS import iOS, because to get the path and to get the path of the media, and to be able to understand where the media is. Okay, so here I'm just gonna say import media, import iOS. So in this case it knows that media root is in this file directory, in the folder directory of the project called media. Okay, base there is the base of the application, in this case base of the project, and I need to do media URL, and I do the same as in the static. Okay, I say media. So everything is correct here. We're done with this part. We go again in the views, and in the views we need now to know where to save the file. Now we need to save the file. Basically, firstly I need to take the whole directory of this project. For example, in my case is users blina desktop YouTube video. I'm sure you have different. Okay, so I need again import us. Okay, so I'm sure you have different, so to not over collapse or to have problems, so I just get the directory of this project. What I say os get cwd is to get the directory, current directory. Okay, I write here current directory of the project. Okay, so while we have this directory, I need not to save the file. Okay, I need to save the file in this directory. I'm gonna call it file directory. File directory is equal to, it's just gonna be summing, matching, or how to say, putting all those strings in one, so it will know. The compiler of the compiler of the Django and Python, and I will know where to look for. Okay, and I say here, what I said is the file directory is in this directory, so is users, Belina, desktop, YouTube, whatever, plus in the media folder, and look for the name of the file. Okay, so this is the name of the file. Okay, so after it saves this file, in this directory, I'm just gonna say nothing. Okay, let's just run this like this, and we're gonna see what's happening. So we see that we're gonna be able to see here that in the media that there is gonna be the file that we're going to upload. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. I think I forgot something. So we see that in the media that the file was just uploaded. What I need to be able to understand this file and everything about it, I need the forms. Okay, I need here to create forms.py forms, and I need to create here a class. I'm just going to say firstly from Django import forms, and I'm gonna create a class called upload file. Okay, upload file form, which is going to be takes forms. And this has a title. This file has a title, forms.char field title. It should have max length, let's say 50, or I don't know, 80, doesn't matter, and it's going to be a file. We also can use this one, for example, if we want to do our project with a user login, so every user that logins we can see in the database that this user uploaded this file, this user uploaded this other file. Okay, but this is another thing. We're going to do something else, and later we can improve this project here. But the video today is to read this file, to check if there is some missing data, and to do visualization of the file. Okay, so I go in the views now, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to firstly, so now I read the file. Okay, so I want to get a message here, what is happening, or direct me somewhere else. Okay, firstly, let's create another template, which is going to be let's call it results. Okay, and in this results we're going to put what we read, or what happened with the file. Okay, and I'm just gonna call it dashboard result. Okay, so I need to go in the URLs and do here something like this, and I call here results, and I need to create now a method in the views, which is going to be a results method, def results, take a request and return request results.html. So let's say here when the file was uploaded successfully, okay, let's say redirect me. So I go here and I'm sorry, I go here and I need to import redirect, okay, and here I say redirect, yeah, return redirect, and I say results, okay. I call this results method. Oops, return. Cool. So what if, another thing is, what if a user tries to upload another CSV, so the program will collapse or will have a compile error? So we just say that understand if a user tries to upload another format of the file, send a message. How are we gonna send a message? Basically super easy. In Python and in this case Django framework, you have the message module already, okay. So we go in Django contrib import messages, and here I'm gonna say in this if the file wasn't uploaded successfully, I'm gonna say messages, and I put a warning in the request that what file was not uploaded, please use CSV file extension, okay. So after this everything seems to be cool. Now we need to put these messages in the index, okay. So in the index I'm going to do here, let's do it inside this one, and I'm going to call it block messages. And block, and I say here, so I say here, I put here the message, okay, if something goes wrong, if message, if it's true, and if there is a message, so go in this message for message in messages, okay. I'm sorry, if there is a message, I say what does it mean? If messages, so if there is a messages here, go in this message and print all those messages, okay. And for so what message file, I read this, I am able to save this file. So now let's be able to read the file and print what is inside the file. For that I am going to do a method called read file, which this method is going to be an abstract method, which is just going to read the file, okay, what is in the file. For this one I need, okay, before declaring this one I am going to use Panda because it's easier. So I need to install the Pandas. I need to install Panda in this project. I'm sorry. Pip install Panda. Okay. And I need to install Panda, and then after that I am going to use Panda to read the file because it's way easier. So I'm going to say here to import Panda, okay? Import Pandas, I'm sorry, Panda as PD. And let's do like this. So let's read the file, okay? File name. So let's just say my file is equal to pd.read tsv, and here I give the file name, which comes from here, file name, and I say a separator is going to be everything that you can recognize, okay? Some people just do that like this, so they know that the project, the file is going to have comma, but in this case, I don't know if it's gonna be comma, if it's gonna be dot and comma, if it's gonna be space or whatever. So I can just create an array here by saying that recognize those signs, let's say 2 dots, dot and comma, comma, and this straight line or underline, recognize as a separator. And if I use this kind of way to define separator, I need to use the engine equal to Python. Okay, so in this case the Panda knows that, okay, I read this one, so it's not gonna have any warnings or errors, because there's gonna be in my opinion, it's better to do it like this. I think you will be able to read any kind of file with any kind of separator that knows, okay, columns are separated like this. Okay, so let's see this data. I read it in data frame, because again, I think this easier is gonna be a data frame. Okay, and what I'm doing here right now, let's recap. Okay, this method accepts a file name, which in this case, let's say, is gonna be like project.csv, and I'm creating a variable my file. So I'm saying read this file, open this CSV file, and this file that is opened, that read it, is going to be saved in this variable, in this object. Okay, so I need to read this file in a data frame format, so I will be able to split this in an array of keys and values later. So I give an index, I give index none. Okay, and what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna print data. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so I read the data and I print this data. It's gonna be a data framework. Before redirecting me to another frame template, I'm just calling this method, and then here I should be able to see the content or what. So okay, I'm doing firstly the migration. Oops. Okay, so I am doing the migrations here. Migrate, because I forgot, and is a really important step. Okay, and another thing is I need to use Pandas. Okay, I'm sorry, not Panda, because with Pandas I can do media. Pandas is like is used for media category, media transcoding category. So in this case I'm using media because it's a file upload. Okay, so that's why you just do pip install pandas. Okay, and it's already installed. Okay, so now let's run it. Python manage.py run server, and we should be able to see the data in the file. Okay, so it's directing me in another template. It read the file and it's printing the file. This is what the file includes. It has 1,000 rows, and it has 21 columns. Okay, so I want to save this row number and column number, and say to the user, here, you I found this rows and these columns. Okay, so I'm going to do a global. I'm going to create global variables, rows, columns, data. I'm going to make data a global, so other methods will be able to access this data. Okay, and I do also my file, so I can later access it when I'm going to visualize or for any other matter. Okay, and I create another value called missing values. I'm sorry, I create another variable. I don't know why I'm mentioning that. values. Okay, so I created those let's say variables, objects. Okay, and now I count how many missing values are here, if there is here or here or here, and I tell the user that I found this much rows and this much columns. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, firstly I get the row of the rows and columns. Okay, how I'm doing it, easy, I just get the length of the data framework. So I say I'm sorry, yeah, for the data frame. Okay, so I say rows is equal to the length. Length is the size. Okay, is the size of this data. This data in this case is saved as a huge data frame. Okay, as a huge object, or let's say array, in arrays like JSONs, where there is objects inside objects. Okay, so I'm gonna say in data frame, another thing is you can you have lots of tools. Okay, so access recognize diagonals. I think it says diagonals. So diagonal 0, or the, why I'm saying here print, okay, I'm sorry, here axis, I'm saying recognize axis. The index 0 is rows, the index 1 is column. Okay, here this one is diagonal, like this one is 1 and this one is 0. Recognize rows and columns. Okay, and data access, I'm going to put down some documentations that I use to understand how things work. Okay, how you recognize access, how you recognize like how, in this case, how you recognize rows, how you recognize columns. So now find the missing data. How? It's super easy. There is a method, there is a is null method. You can use this is null method to find the missing data, but missing data is gonna find only when it's like this, none, empty. But what if there is a file that is going to have like those question mark, or is going to have 0 for the missing data, is gonna be 0 or something like that. So we gonna be able, we doing now to be able to recognize all those kind of missing data ways. Okay, so I'm going to create firstly an object calling missing value, which is going also, let's call it missing signs, and it's going to be an array which will have question mark if there is a question mark, if it's 0, or if it's 2 hyphen or 2 minuses, this is going to be missing data signs. Of course you can add more if you want, if it's gonna be like, I don't know, if it's like just like this, or if it's just like space or something like this. I'm doing like this with this much. Okay, I don't wanna do more. So I say null data. I create now an array which I'm going to save in this null data array. The data frame. So count is null. Okay, count save how many nulls you seeing in a column. So I'm gonna say is null method. If there is null method in the data frame, and I give column. Okay, any column here, I just say any axis equal to axis 1. Okay, check one by one axis those columns if there is any missing data. Okay, so here in null data is going to find the missing data in this all data frame, and this one is going to find, for example, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here, I don't know. And what I do now, I just say missing values, this global variable that I created. Okay, I just say missing values is equal to the length of this null data array that I'm saving all those null data. Okay, so this is all good. I save the number of rows, number of columns, and missing values. Now I go in the results and I want to show, because when I'm uploading here is empty, so I want to show the user that I found this much. Okay, so I say here message, and I write here I found plus row. I'm sorry, I called the rows, yes, plus another thing is, so here I'm having a warning, is in this case, in this method, rows is string. I'm sorry, a row is a number, so I need to do it as a string. So I'm just going to say here recognize these rows as a string. So whatever number it is going to take as a string, and it's going to add all this string in one object. So I'm going to say and columns found this, let's say he's going to be 1,000 rows, and okay, and let's say here plus string columns plus columns, and missing data are 2, and I say here I'm sorry, string, yeah, and I call this variable here, or this object, missing values. Okay, this is also number, this is number, this is number, and this is number. Okay, cool. I'm saving this long string with an information in a message object, so I am going to pass it in the content, so I am able to call it here in the result. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say messages dot warning, and I say request, and I put this message that I just created. And what else I'm going to do is right now I can access this message in the results content, okay, in the results HTML. So what I do now let's go in this result, and we're gonna put this message. It's going to be similar like here, okay, a block of message. So I'm just going to copy and paste it, and it's going to be messages, okay, with this one, and it's going to show me what he found, what this algorithm or this application found. Let's go again, upload a file. So I upload this project data, and it's saying I found 1,000 rows, 21 column, and missing data are 0. Cool. Now let's do something else. So when he says here, so he's uploading a file. Let's ask what do you want to let's do an input and ask what do you want to upload. Okay, give the attribute name, or give the column name. Okay, like this is the first line represents the column name, so the user should write the column name. Okay, so let's go and do, firstly let's go here in the index, and we add here another form, another input, and we're going to say input type text name. I'm going to call it attribute ID, so ID and is required. I'm sorry, required. Okay, and now I'm sorry, should be able to see it. Okay, I want to make it a bit prettier, so I'm just going to add some bootstrap here. Firstly, I'm going to put here a div class. I call it row content. And all this form is going to be inside this div, okay, and all those I'm going to put in a separate column, okay, div as a column. Man. Okay, so I'm going to create 3 of those. In the first one I put the file, in the second I put the name, in the third one I put the upload button. Okay, and here I'm going to add a paragraph. I don't know, just give an ID. What ID? And I say attribute ID. So let's see what we have. Okay, cool. So let me just add some breaks or some margin, so it should look everything in one line. Cool. Or one more break. Let's add 2 breaks here. Okay. Okay, let's just leave it with 1 break. Okay, I don't care. It just I think it's because of this break here. Okay, so what else now? So what I'm going to do now is to read this one when you write something, to be able to recognize it. Okay. So what I do, I read this, I recognize this attribute in the views. So in the views, here I'm getting only the file name, and then I'm saving. I'm going to get the attribute. How? Let me call it the same name so I don't get confused later. What is that for? So I say request post get, and I give here the ID, the name, what I'm getting. Okay, and I'm just going to check if I am really getting this attribute. Okay, so now let's run it again. Let's choose a file, project data, and I say x12 in this case. So x12, here we have the attribute. Okay, so it's getting the attribute name. Good. So now I read the data and everything. So now I want to do here some visualization. I'm going to use ChartJS. So with ChartJS, I'm able just to take some pre-prepared charts and just put it. You can use lots of, there is, I don't know, line, there is pi, there is a lot of them. So I am just going to use some pi, something like this. Okay, so firstly let's go in the results, and then we need to import here we need to import the chart, and I have the link, so I'm just going to pause it. And now I have the chart and everything. Before putting the chart, okay, let's put firstly the chart, and then we're gonna do later the data, calculate the data of the chart, prepare the data. Firstly, I'm going to call this one just a div. I don't know what name of the div. Let's call it like a row, class a row, and let's do it container, so it's going to be in the middle. And I'm going to say another div, which is going to be which is going to include the canvas. Okay, canvas ID, and I'm going to call it PyChart and it's going to be this canvas. So I have the script which I already took it for. Let's just go ChartJS Py. So here it is. Like this is Donut. Here you have it, type Py and chart. So what we do first, so basically here is the data set. Okay, so I create mine. I say here a script, need to create inside the script, and it's going to be this in this case a variable, my chart, and it's just going to get the document by ID. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, firstly I have created a variable, a list with arrays, all the a list I'm sorry, a color, an array with colors. Okay, which I'm going to use to do some visualization. Here I'm going to say var my Py, or I just can say directly like this, new chart, and this new chart created in the document ID in the canvas. Okay, so I'm going to say document get element by ID, and I'm going to call this document PyChart. Okay, and here is a type. A type is a Py, and here in the data I'm going to write my data. It should have labels. Okay, so labels are the data. In this case gonna be an array with the data. Okay, it's going to have data sets, which is going to be background colors and those other stuff. Okay. Okay, let me just close those together in one. Okay, so data sets, and is going to have again another label, and I'm just going to leave it this label empty. Those are from the chart. Okay, they are already prepared and they should look like this. So I just using it background color. Background color, take the color from this color array that I created, and data is going to be the data that I'm going to get from the views that I'm going to prepare now. Okay, options is like options to put a title, and I'm going to put a title which is going to display true, display true, and text expert assist visualization. This is going to be my data, and this is where it ends. Everything cool. So now I need for here and here I need the data. I'm going to go back in views and prepare the data. How? So I have this data frame. Okay, I need to split this data and prepare. Okay, so split the data into keys and values based on the attribute input. Okay, so what I'm going to, let me first stop running. Okay, so let's go and do it. So what I'm gonna create, firstly I'm gonna create a dashboard array. Is going to include those objects. I'm going to do a for loop, which it will go inside the data frame, the data array frame which we have, and it will go in the specified column. Okay, so I take this attribute ID. Oh, I forgot here I need to create global. Attribute ID should be global, so from this method I can access it in this method, and I'm going to say this attribute ID and go do a for loop, and then save all this. Look, so I'm saying here, go in this data framework, in this data frame, and in this specified column. So go row by row and save all those elements in this dashboard array. Okay, cool. And now this dashboard array, I need to do it in a directory. So you know, directory in Python is like this. So where is keys and values? So in that way I will be able to split keys and values. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to do another object, my dashboard equal to I create this dict. You can see it also here. Dict is for okay, you don't have some information. Okay, in the directory, so I say counter. Counter is to count. I'm using this module, so I'm going to be able to collect the data easier. Okay, and I can just say now here print my dashboard. So just you later gonna be able to see when I do like this. Okay, we're gonna see what is this my dashboard stands for, and let's do keys and values. Keys and values. So keys is going to be in my dashboard, get the keys. So easy. In the values, in my dashboard, get the values. Super easy. And now I have the keys and values. I just want to create a list of them because here is JavaScript, and JavaScript understands only in these labels. When I put the data should be like this, something like this. Okay, so it understands, this chart understands only when it's an array. That's why I need to do this step. So I'm going to create list keys and list values, where I'm going to save all those list values, where I'm going to say all those information from those two directory, from those two arrays. Okay, so I say for x in keys, and the list of keys dot append, which means insert the x. Same for epsilon in values, list values append. Oops, here should be list keys. My apologies. Append epsilon in this case. And what else left is just to put this one in a context. How we put it, we just call this one list keys, and what list values. Oops, this one should be two dots, and these values and this context we pass it here. Okay, so cool. Now we did some really good stuff. Now let's take those list keys, put it here in the results. So in the results we just pass the data. Okay, so labels here in the labels I'm gonna print, or let's say it takes the keys, and in the data it takes the values. Okay, and save is to import it better. Okay, I think safer, or I don't know how to say it. So now let's see, we're gonna be able to see a really nice dashboard, I think. Let's go in the, so please upload your CSV file. Okay, I'm going to upload this CSV file. This is my file, and I'm going to give this column name C12. And when I say upload, I see a really nice chart. What can I do? Here it gives me, I found 1,000 rows, 21 columns, missing data are 0. What I can do is I can change this one. I can just put it like, you can just change here, instead of doing like pi, you can use donut, you can use other stuff. And here is, for example, the column a 100. Those are the values. This values a 123 is being appeared in this column 332 and stuff like that. So this is what we did. This is the project we did and worked on it. It's really cool and nice project. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you like it and it helped you.